Hi, good morning. It's Dawn here at Stickle Tarn. Bright blue sky, sunshiny morning. We've had freezing temperatures overnight most of the week and a few sort of light flurries of snow, nothing too heavy. I want to address something that a comment made on my previous video regarding why I use landscape fabric. The comment referred to, using landscape fabric, which yes is made from plastics, because it leaches, and the comment went on to say, it leaches poisons into the ground, and shouldn't I be looking at using sheep's fleece instead? Supporting local farmers, and it's better for the environment. Right, first off, this is the area in question. I've been putting landscape fabric down there. I've got it up that end. I've got all of this here yet to cover. In total, I'm looking at about an acre, covering a whole acre with landscape fabric. And why am I not using sheep's fleece and supporting local sheep farmers? Right, the landscape fabric, for one, is nice and thick and durable. Any cutting of it I have to do is done with a flame burner thing, so that there's no fraying. It's robust enough to walk on. This is a new area, not long covered. It completely excludes the light, and I can put it straight on top of an area like that, which will prevent the weeds from growing, etc. And when we come to work it in the spring, I can unpeg it, roll it back. Martin can cultivate it all, and then it can be recovered to stop any weeds coming up and any weed seeds settling. So, fleece. Now, it was mentioned about using fleece and a no-dig method. To do a whole acre in a no-dig method would take several years. It would, and I just wouldn't be able to plant into it. And with the fleece, right, first off, yes, I'm all for supporting local farmers, but to cover this area, it would be thousands of fleeces, thousands. And an unwanted fleece sells on average for about £5 a fleece. There are a few that'll give them away for free. There's a transportation of it. It would be endless trips backwards and forwards in the lorry to collect them all. It's a lot of physical manhandling. So even 100 fleeces, I'd be looking at £500. Landscape fabric is going to cost me about £100. I know I'd need more than 100 fleeces. A fleece would cover such a small square area. It would have to be lain so it's about 4 inches deep to prevent any weed growth. And it's just not viable for a big space. On a little garden, little vegetable garden, little plot, to use it as a mulch, it's fine. But to bring the land back to as near possible bare soil ready for planting, sheep's fleece wouldn't work, even with cardboard down on top. Then I'd have the issue of it all had to be weighed down. The issue would be the wind. We have really high winds here. We're at the top of a mountain, and the wind comes from that direction over there, and it basically rips through here. So the sheep's fleece would it'd get blown away. Sheep's fleece also harbours a lot of pests. Yes, it breaks down into the soil. The whole period of breaking down would take about 2 years. So which means I wouldn't be able to use the area for about 2 years. I want to use it this year. If we wanted to turn over the soil, we can't do this as a no-dig area, far too big. To turn over the soil or to lay manure, we'd have to rake up all of the fleece, relay it all back down again. So it's just not practical in that respect. At least this way, if I wanted to use fleece and I had access to thousands of sheep fleeces for nothing, I would use it for mulching plants. The other thing with sheep's fleece is you cannot plant young little baby seedling plants into sheep's fleece. And the other issue I have, because I have used fleeces before on various spots around here, and in fact on one of the videos back in autumn, there was one where I was using the alpaca fleeces and the sheep fleeces that we had to help with prevent the eroding we were having in gateways. And the big issue I had with that was the chickens and the ducks were getting it tangled around their feet. And in fact, one of the ducks died because it got it tangled around its feet. It couldn't walk and it went headfirst into the water. It got so wrapped up in the fleece, it drowned. Now, I am not going to keep my chickens and ducks shut in just so that I can use sheep's fleece in this field. I want the chickens and the ducks to come in here and to help control pests. There's a time and a place for everything, and here is not the place to use the sheep's fleece on a large scale. I've used the no-dig methods elsewhere, where I've laid down manure, I've laid down the cardboard on top, and I've laid down more stuff on top of that. Sometimes I've included fleece and that in it. And yeah, and we've had very good results of it. The problem, of course, is this is too big an area. You know, this is going to be, I'm hoping it'll become like a market garden area. And to do that sort of area, I cannot do it with sheep's fleece. So yeah, good suggestion, but unfortunately it's not going to be viable, and the cost would totally prohibit it. I don't have thousands and thousands of pounds to throw at this project. And the landscape fabric, I've got landscape fabric that I laid down here 10 years ago this year, and it's still intact. It hasn't broken down. If you buy proper good grade landscape fabric, which is what we did, it doesn't break down, and I can take it up and reuse it in other places. So that's my argument against using the sheep's fleece, and the reasons why I've opted for landscape fabric. So I hope that answers that. But yeah, any further suggestions, please send them my way.